theme of this video is Bitcoin mining still profitable? Bitcoin mining is the process of earning Bitcoins in exchange for running the verification process to validate Bitcoin transactions. These transactions provide security for the Bitcoin network, which in turn compensates miners by giving them Bitcoins. Miners can profit if the price of Bitcoins exceeds the cost to mine them. The recent changes in mining devices and technology and the creation of professional mining centers with enormous computing power, as well as the shifting price of Bitcoin itself, has shifted the incentives and landscape for mining. Many individual miners now ask themselves, is Bitcoin mining still profitable? There are several factors that determine whether Bitcoin mining is a profitable venture. This includes the cost of electricity to power the mining machines, the availability and price of machines, and mining difficulty. Difficulty is measured in the hashes per second of the Bitcoin validation transaction. The hash rate measures the rate of solving the problem. The difficulty changes as more miners enter because the network is designed to produce a certain number of Bitcoins every 10 minutes. When more miners enter the market, the difficulty increases to ensure that the number of Bitcoins produced remains the same. The last factor for determining profitability is the price of Bitcoins as compared to that of standard hard currency. The components of Bitcoin mining. Prior to the advent of new Bitcoin mining software in 2013, mining was generally carried out on personal computers. But the introduction of application-specific integrated circuit chips offered up to 100 billion times the capability of older personal machines, rendering the use of personal computing to mine Bitcoins inefficient and obsolete. Though Bitcoin mining is still theoretically possible with older hardware, there is little question that it is not a profitable venture. This is because of the way that mining is set up. Miners are competing to solve hash problems as quickly as possible. So those miners at a serious computational disadvantage essentially stand no chance of solving a problem first and being rewarded with Bitcoins. When miners used the old machines, the difficulty in mining Bitcoins was roughly in line with the price of Bitcoins. But with these new machines came issues related to both the high cost to obtain and run the new equipment, their lack of availability, profitability before and after ASIC. Old-timers mining Bitcoins using just their personal computers were able to make a profit for several reasons. First, these miners already owned their systems, so equipment costs were effectively nil. They could change the settings on their computers to run more efficiently with less stress. Second, these were the days before professional Bitcoin mining centers with massive computing power entered the game. Early miners only had to compete with their individual miners on home computer systems. The competition was on even footing. Even when electricity costs varied based on geographic region, the difference was not enough to deter individuals from mining. After ASICs came into play, the game changed. Individuals were now competing against powerful mining rigs that had more computing power. Mining profits were getting chipped away by expenses like purchasing new computing equipment, paying higher energy costs for running the new equipment, and the continued difficulty of mining. Difficulty of mining Bitcoin. As discussed above, the difficulty rate associated with mining Bitcoin is variable and changes roughly every 2 weeks in order to maintain a stable production of verified blocks for the blockchain. The higher the difficulty rate, the less likely it is that an individual miner can successfully solve the hash problem and earn bitcoins. In recent years, the mining difficulty rate has skyrocketed. When Bitcoin was first launched, the difficulty was 1. As of November 2021, it is more than 22 trillion. This provides an idea of just how many times more difficult it is to mine for Bitcoin now than it was a decade ago. Shifting rewards. The Bitcoin network will be kept at 21 million total Bitcoins. This has been a key stipulation of the entire ecosystem since it was founded, and the limit is in place to attempt to control the supply of the cryptocurrency. Currently, over 18 million bitcoins have been mined. As a way of controlling the introduction of new bitcoins into circulation, the network protocol halves the number of bitcoins awarded to miners for successfully completing a block about every 4 years. Initially, the number of bitcoins a miner received was 50. In 2012, this number was halved and the reward became 25. In 2016, it halved again to 12.5. In May 2020, the reward halved once again to 6.25, the current reward. Prospective miners should be aware that the reward size will continue to decrease in the future, even as the difficulty is liable to increase. So guys, we will end this interesting video. Goodbye.